calling this the palms up dumbbell march. It's kind of like what it sounds like. I'm going to go with a dumbbell, starting light, somewhere 5 to 10 pounds. Maybe we can go up after you get a feel for it. And I'm going to hold this elbows in tight to the torso, trying to slightly draw the shoulders back without shrugging up. And I'm going to start with elbows at about 90 degrees. From there, before I start doing anything, I'm going to get an exhale to bring the rib cage down a bit. Follow that exhale all the way to the bottom and add a little bit of core tension, maybe 50% as hard as you can squeeze. So not 100%, but we want to notice that we're on here without arching the low back. So we're trying to take an arch out of the low back, bring the rib cage down. If you feel like you're slumping a little bit, don't worry too much about that. Just make sure we're not shrugging up and maybe a slight draw back of the shoulders, but I don't want to arch the low back. So I got a little core tension. Before I start moving, I'm going to have you squeeze your glutes just so you know where they are. Feet straight ahead. And then from there, we're going to start with just walking nice and slow, trying to keep some core tension and feel the glute on the leg that you're standing on, helping to stabilize you. Not locking the knees out, but also not letting them bend too much. I got a short space here, so I'm going to turn around. You can also do this in place. If that starts feeling okay, then you might lift the knee just a little higher. But if it doesn't feel good to lift the knee high, just stick with what feels right to you. I'm doing this in socks. I prefer to do it socks or barefoot. So I want to feel what the feet are doing, not clawing or digging the toes in, but gently pushing down through the ball of the foot and big toe down and flat. That can help with some foot stability. And as I'm taking a few steps here, I feel like maybe I want to shrug up. So I'm trying to avoid doing that. Maybe I'm trying to lean back, trying to avoid that, keeping a little tension in the core. And then to make it a little bit harder, I can start to reach this further away. But as I do that, I want to make sure my elbows don't come out to the side because that gets me shrugging up. So I want to draw my elbows in if I'm reaching further out. They're starting tight to the torso and then they're coming inward a little bit if I'm reaching a bit further out. If that starts feeling pretty good, the progression before I would add weight is to do it with your eyes closed. That's going to really challenge balance a little bit more, but give it a shot and see how that goes too. And then I want to make sure you're breathing as you do this. So making sure you're breathing in and out through the nose if that's comfortable, or at least in through the nose, out through the mouth. And maybe a little extra squeeze of the core muscles in the front as you exhale to make sure that as you do 10 to 15 reps each leg, you don't start arching the lower back. So what we should feel here, you'll feel maybe some work through the forearm just to hold that weight, through the bicep as well. You might feel some work in your shoulder blades to avoid shrugging up and forward, some work in the core to avoid leaning back. Won't be a crazy amount in the legs, but want to be aware that the glute and maybe the foot or ankle are helping to stabilize us, and everything's kind of pointing straight ahead without flaring out to the side of the elbows or turning out at the feet. So that's a palms up march. It can be a really nice drill to integrate some core, hip, and stability work along with some upper body activity. So give that a shot. Of course, don't continue if it's painful, and you can play with where you hold that weight, but encourage you to go slow. This is often what I call a feel drill. We're trying to feel something different and feel some stability. So if we go too fast, then that's often a bit unhelpful and sometimes not what we want to get out of the exercise. So slower on this one is often better. Challenges some of the stability a bit more and also helps your brain to maybe pick up on some new movement and stabilization patterns.